Hello everyone, Friday, May 31st. This is gonna be a quick news reading. I just have one comment here to um, something that I have already shared on my website, and let's just go over it somewhat again. I have already reposted this here video about dementia risk. Dementia is shrinking of the brain due to age, and this gentleman, Patrick, um, argues that it doesn't have to be the case, and that like we don't have to. We can reduce our risk of dementia. Dementia comes from a lifestyle that is imposed by the Western civilization. Specifically, he has 4 points there that processed foods cause it, lack of exercise, lack of fish diet. I forget the rest. I will repost it later. But he's saying that the way it was discovered is that researchers noticed that Eskimos, Inuit people, have very low prevalence of heart disease, and they looked into why that is the case, and they see that Inuit people eat a lot of fish. That Inuit is Eskimos, people living in the far north of the planet. And from that, research concluded that omega-3, which is part of fish-based diet, is the part that reduces your risk of getting dementia and also heart problems. I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. Let's do a quick search, not a Google search. And so you can, about the health issue, I definitely recommend Dr. John Campbell's channel. Maybe it's not visible here. Dr. John Campbell. And you should watch at least partially this video here on the health topic. But what I want to discuss in this news update is that when I'm re-verifying the thing, what I'm discussing here is the horrible absence of good information in the wild, and how difficult it is to get good information for yourself to decide on things on your own. So, case in point, I'm searching for this very topic. Eskimos do not have heart disease. I want to verify it. And the first result is a fact check. It doesn't say a fact check, but we all know that fact checkers have exploded in volume recently over the last several years. They specifically try to argue against information related to COVID, for example, and basically every time I see that a fact check says that something is wrong, I know it's true, or I know that at least it's worth looking into, and take the stance opposite of whatever the fact checker says. Basically, I'm saying that every fact checker is a liar, and the fact that they need or feel the need to fact check things in and of itself means that it's probably true. Conspiracy theories nowadays have all become conspiracy facts. Very unfortunately, I don't want my world to be like that. Crazy conspiracies turn out to be true. That bothers me. But unfortunately, it is the case. And so when I read this, when I do a quick search on Eskimos and heart disease, the first result that comes up, not even on Google, I don't use Google search, because they are just liars, outright liars. And here, nutrition facts, sounds like fact checker, and they say the exact opposite of what everybody else is saying. They're saying that it's not the case that omega-3 improves your health. So let's just quickly read over what they're saying here, and they're saying it's not true. What is not true? That omega-3 rich fish fat is useful against heart disease, coronary artery disease. And you can read this. I don't recommend reading it, but it's upsetting how. Well, let's read it. The revelation that fish oil appears useless in preventing heart disease. That's the opposite of true. Well, I haven't done all the research. I don't have hard data saying that fish oil prevents heart disease or dementia, although again, Dr. John Campbell argues for it to be the case. I'd much rather trust John Campbell than some fact checker. And of course, you have to verify yourself. But these guys say a common mythology is that it is a common mythology that Eskimos have a low prevalence of heart disease. But if you look at it, it appears that traditional Eskimos have low incidence of heart disease, low incidence of cardiovascular disease among the Inuit, which are Eskimos. So the only thing I'm saying here is that pretty much in conclusion, every time you see that a fact checker says something, you can assume the opposite. Fact checkers, you are the fact checker. Decide for yourself. And I am the fact checker. I have to decide for yourself. There is no lazy way out. That is a recipe for disaster, to allow somebody else to decide things for you. And yeah, out of all the results, here it says changes in the diet linked to increase in heart disease. So if you leave the diet alone, the heart disease incidence is reduced. And so the fact checker here is the only one speaking against this idea, and they are a top search result somehow, which tells you something about search result rankings to begin with. So yeah, guys, don't believe fact checkers. You are the fact checker. Decide for yourself. And by default, I take the opposite stance of whatever the fact checker is saying. On that note, see you. Have a great, wonderful day, and see you all in the next one.